Alright, so what this thing is supposed to do is it should read... I haven't used this in a very long time. Obviously, I never really used it at all. But basically, I've got an environment variable that points to a path on my local disk that has a long-lived developer token, which should just auto-log me in to the platform. We'll see if it works, and in which environments it works in. Supposedly, it should quote-unquote work, but who knows? You never know until you run it. Alright, so we'll put this thing up and I'll throw a breakpoint right in there. Yeah, I didn't see any real interesting new technology stuff at GDC this year. I did see a lot of just, and the mobile guys really got it locked down for how they do ad revenue spend. It's beyond a science now. They just soulless, faceless, completely. It used to be, at least they had pretenses of trying to have souls. You know, we'll make core mobile games for gamers. And be like, nah, we don't give a shit anymore. And of course, I did not actually do that stuff. So, alright, let me go check what our project settings are for this. So, and if it's got packaging, like I don't see anything in there for that. Yeah, so it looks like it's under platform for Windows. Supported platforms. So Windows. Yeah, I don't see anything crazy about this, but I think it might just be the size of your splash screen. Like ours is just 600 by 200. Maybe that's all you got to do, but I don't see any. I don't see anything else in here, so I can't really give you a good answer on it. Yeah, it might just be making the graphic the size you want it. I assume you're using Unreal 4 if you're asking me that question. But we just basically, used the same size as they had, so nothing too insane. Yeah, they're just PNGs. I don't even know if they have alpha on them. I haven't tested that. Alright, let's see if that platform login gets hit. It does. So, secret key path. Alright, we've got our file, we've got our dev token, and we're going to log in with it. Error with developer login. Error with that -2403. Alright, let's see. Why is it getting all angry with this? So logging with developer is... The client auth key is proper. Our decryption looks like it worked. Our decrypted auth key it's got me in it. Enforce whitelist. Alright, so we're looking at the database and we are trying to finish our login. Aha, I do not own this product. So the problem is this guy does not actually own the product. So I wasn't able to log in. So let me take a look at my entitlement database. Well, if we're doing a developer login, I should probably add in a bypass for bypass entitlement. Alright, so this is login with server. Yeah, I think we can bypass the entitlement with that. Do I already have something in here? If it's equals server, okay, so we already have it. And the pattern we're using is basically if the user type is this login with developer? Yeah, okay, so this is login with developer, so we should just do a bypass entitlement. So we'll bypass it for the server login, and we will bypass it for the developer login. The reason we can bypass it for the server login is to get a server login token, you actually have to own the product. For Twitch, we will not. Alright, so there we go. So now I should be able to log in. Does something have a bug but they don't actually own the game? Sea of Thieves added 2 million players in a week. Yeah. That's what happens when you do cool things. I have not played that game. Let me see. Is it on Steam or whatever? Platforms, Microsoft, Windows. Oh man. Because I know some guys like at Maelstrom that are putting together their game. And it's a pirate game where you're doing like the same shit. And they're not out yet. So, not Steam, Unreal 4 though. because they've been working on that game for a while. So that kind of sucks. So we'll see if they come out and people are done with Sea of Thieves, or if they're all right. Connection identified. We were able to log in. Awesome. So let's do this. It's one of those things that you always are like, all right. So we have our stats. User without auth rights attempted to write to non-offline stat group. All right, so let's take a look at our stat group. So the context is offline. Current master hasn't reported in. User without auth rights. Okay, so I need to change these shared enums. And I don't know if this is going to break anything. So I might as well just do it now and face the consequences of it. But I need to fix the Dashkin services enums for Java. You can turn off your lights for you? What? The guy rang your bell trying to sell some house security stuff? We can turn your lights off for you? My lights have become a security issue according to them? What? Yeah, he's just trying to sell you shit. I wouldn't worry about it. So this is S names, and what we need to do is, no, it's this guy right here. We need value here needs to be uppercase, I believe. Let's shut this off in case we blow away some files. Well, home security stuff is kind of taken off since I think they switched away from old classical models of needing tons and tons of, drilling holes in your wall and all sorts of crap like that, to kind of these cheap pieces of equipment that people can just kind of slot in there all over the place. I should probably just also change S names, shouldn't I? Like, if we're just dealing with uppercase enums, let's just deal with uppercase enums and just at the end of it. Yeah, that's what I was probably looking for there, was this two uppercase is what's going to blow us away. And yeah, we got that. I guess the main thing would be if the lights are always on, that's also an indication that nobody's home. There is no rollover type for blah. Alright, let's go take a look at what we've got here. Maybe I should just do it that way. Yeah, it's probably best if I add a new thing here and just deal with it that way. Get 2 pit bulls, easy, too expensive. Man, what's the whole point? Is like, if you go on vacation, you can't just leave your dogs at home, right? Oh, I know you're in here somewhere. Grr. It's gonna work. Well, security systems are not about protecting your house. Security systems are about auditing and tracking. Like, you don't have a security system that, like, locks all the shutters and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, and Anlo. Have a good one. Security systems are usually about knowing that something happened and then responding to it, like knowing that you were broken into and hopefully catching that person later. Security cameras are more about checking if people are checking out your property than they are about stopping somebody from breaking into your property. So, I mean, it's about prevention in some ways. Like, somebody will know, oh, there's a security system. That's what the sign's for. And, alarms and stuff will get people to, hurry up and get the hell out of there. But that was kind of the thing when I set up my security system, and then I was like going over stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is more of a, like, it's not going to stop somebody, but it would it'd speed them up, and then we might catch them. But if they're going to break in, they're going to break in. Just minefield the lawn. That's a risky strategy. Maybe I should just make all these things uppercase and just fix it and just not deal with any of the rest of this garbage. Yeah, it's probably a better idea to do that. Let's just do it. I need to change my configs, I believe. I wouldn't want them to get in the first place. He'd like to think the security system, yeah. Well, it's like one of the places that, like, I saw the footage of this guy breaking into a place, a tech place down in San Mateo. And, you know, the place has security guards. It's got a security system. It's got cameras. And it's literally, you know, the camera on this dude that is just breaking the door off. You know, it's a steel door. And, you know, the guy just goes up, does his business, dismantles the door in a matter of, like, seconds, basically, and just strolls on in like no business. It's just like, well, shit. Damn. Right, so this is prod. I'm just fixing enums and configs. I'm probably going to have plenty of issues with this, but I'll have to fix them. It's better to rip off the band-aid right now. This is test. It only takes one house to make it burglar prone. You don't want to be that one house to be yours. Yeah. Well, it's more of, I believe, the only time, like, my parents got broken into one time, and that was because they had, like, a garage sale. And then, you know, thieves obviously looked at that there was a garage sale, so obviously they'll have some cash or something in the place. But yeah, I've never had any real issues with any of that. There's no rollover type listed for interval all time. Let's just generate these things. Your car was broken into once. Yeah, my brother's car has been broken into, like, you know, like 2 or 3 times, but that's because he's an idiot and he always leaves shit on the dash. Like, he'll just leave the GPS on the dash and they'll be like, I don't know why I was broken into. Be like, I know exactly why the hell you were broken into. But yeah, if you got your laptop in there, that sucks. That's no good. It's like a GDC. I always had my backpack on me, and it had everything in my backpack. Like, that's just it. Only way to make sure that you got everything secure. They would leave a key in the lock except when they go out, yeah. Alright, attempting to assume master relay, assuming master relay, and we should get the intervals created for these stats here in a minute. So where is the app master? Oh, here we are. So master is false, we are not the master. What is the heartbeat check? Okay, so we'll fetch master TTL. We're gonna delete you, try to assume. Alright, attempted and assumed. Alright. So we have app mastery. We should now create our intervals, create a new interval for everything. So we now have all of our intervals. Excellent. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's put this guy back up. Haven't you ever seen Home Alone? Those damn wet bandits. I mean, he also killed his parents' credit card, so I mean, there's that. I think he was killed off screen. You put our family into crippling debt. Sorry, kid. There's a barrel in the harbor, and then your name is on it. Error in transactional database. Error in transactional replace call. No database selected. Alright, so simple DB call. Replace into deck. Select blah from blah. Okay, let's print out this thing so we can take a look at it. Off screen. Off screen. That would be a pretty funny Twitch. Okay, so we've got insert into temp table, like stats, user stats, these values, replace into. So which one is it having trouble with? No database selected. And this was inside of the I'll have to look closer. Alright, statement sub 0 is going to be the statement 1. Okay, so it's the first one in the second statement, so the database call is this create temporary table like temp table like stats, user stats. Alright. So let's take a look here. So if we like can we not set a is that what I need to do? Is something like that? Table temp table already exists. No, it doesn't. Temp table already exists. Well, how do we uncreate it? Yeah, even if you, that's the other thing is getting your stuff back is pretty much not going to happen. That's why you got insurance. Okay, so I do need like a stats.temp table. Ugh, that's ugly. Alright, so insert into. Man, all this stuff. Alright, well, we'll see if that rolls properly. "11 have alarms. Who gets broken into?" Yeah. You see, what we should really do is, we should just make sure to discuss all the ways that you can break into houses on Twitch. I think that's what we should all do. It'd be so easy to do blah with blah. Just don't break into my neighbor's house at this address. Temp table already exists. Table temp table already exists. Again with this thing. Oh my god. Alright, so what are the calls? We've got create temporary table. I mean, this worked right here with create temporary table. And then we've got the insert call. Alright, well, we'll try that again. Yeah, you're doing all the things. And I'm just here messing with SQL queries. Error and exception thrown for call table temp table already exists. Create temporary table stats, temp table like stats, user stats, table temp table already exists. Alright, so now this thing exists in stats. Let me see why. Is it necessary to drop temporary tables? It's good practice to clean it up if you're not going to use it. Yes, it gets cleaned up automatically, but only when the user ends its session. Consider you have 100 users. So until you disconnect all the temp tables. So why not clean it up? Right. Alright. Use it. Yes, it'll clean up automatically, but only when the user ends session. Consider you have. Alright. So basically, this temp table stuff, we need some sort of like short random table name or something like that. Fuck, that sucks. Like, what the hell? Like, I just want a temporary table that's just in memory. Just like make a simple pile of crap table that's temporary, and I wouldn't think this would be incredibly difficult. Alright, local temporary tables start with a pound sign. Well, let's see if that works. No, it doesn't fucking work. Alright, so I'm pretty much screwed for this. So what we need is like a unique or close to unique suffix or some crap for temp table names. That's really shitty. Damn it. All right, well, if I can select this information here as opposed to putting it in a temporary table, I can skip this temporary table stuff. Alright, so we're replacing into the user stats, so it's going to be like replace into user stats, select